Hello? Good evening, afternoon, and morning, everyone. How are we doing? It's time for a story time. It's story. It's for time story. I'm having a stroke. Hello. I'm also having a stroke. I'm gonna drink some water. Anyone smell toast? Hydration! Story time! Yeah, I can feel your enthusiasm, Kai. I smell chicken. Why does it taste like chicken? Why does everything taste like chicken? Hey. On the bright side, tomorrow we actually might be able to take a little Roblox stream break. So have a happy Friday for Roblox. Just because since we've been doing a lot of Storytime streams and also a lot of Unreal streams, we might get some Roblox tomorrow done. Maybe. Everyone gets too heated when we play Roblox. At least when we play Roblox, when we have a Roblox game. Yeah, I have a lot of enthusiasm today. That's good. I'm happy. Hold on. Real quick, I'm gonna upload something. Stream might lag out for 1 second. All right, chat. Hold on. All right, here we go. Are we lagging? Is the lag kicking in yet? Okay. No? Alright, cool. Well, so here's the agenda for today. Today, we have, let's see, 3 stories I think are piled up right now. So let's see. Bendy, we have your story lined up first. After your story, I believe it is Sarah Gamer Poyo's story, and then Llama's story, and then Kai has a little story that he found for us to read. And I think those are the main 4 ones. I should write a little list. You know what? Hold on. Bam. Okay, let me write a little list. Let me write a text. It'll be a little list that says where is it? Bum ba bum 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 bum. How are we all doing today? Are we all having a good day? Enjoying ourselves? Nice and chilling, right? Oh, I forgot I had a story. Yeah. You get a story. Yippee! Okay. I'll make this number 1. For story time Q. We're gonna make number 1 Betty. Number 2, I think it was Sarah Gamer Poyo. Number 3, we had Furry English Llama. And then number 4, Kai. Alright, cool. Yippee! And we should probably make it like a good color. I guess white would do well. I want it all to be the same. Let's make it Minecraft white color. That's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be so amazing. Can I give it a little bit of background color? Oh, I can. Oh my god, I can. That's amazing. That is phenomenal. Alright. Can we get a gradient too? Ooh. Outline. The outline will have. Well, let's see. Where's the color for the outline? Black outline. Done. All right, cool. Look at that. Look at that. We have a little list now. It's obviously hard to see. That story time cue right here. Hold on. Look. I smell chicken. Wait, Bendy, where'd you send me your story, by the way? Where did you send the story? As I said before. I sent it on the chat on Tuesday. Okay, can you send it again? I do not have the chat from Tuesday open. If you're wondering, answer is no. I don't have chat open for Tuesday, so. Let me DM it to you. I bet. Hey, I'm glad you're so fast with DMs. Okay. Opening up. I am here. Welcome, Koku. Welcome to the stream. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now let me choose this. We have a little surprise now. We had a little thing. Since we've been having so many storytime streams, I have decided to add a little bit of a storytime cue at the top right. It's not pretty, but it's there. So the fast meter is not looking. Let's move the fast meter down here. Storytime cue. Right in the corner. Right there. Fast meter right there. Bam! Alright, sick! Yo, exactly! Look at that. Little list. I should put the fast meter somewhere else actually, but no. Right down here. Perfect. Alright, cool. Totally not convoluted and unorganized. Right? Earlier, my cat was sleeping in my lap, resting his head on my arm, and he was drooling on me. Oh, that's so cute. My cat is just hungry. He just wants food all the time. What do you want, buddy? Hmm? You want to say hi to the stream? Got you. I say hi to the stream. You say hi to the stream? I don't know if you can hear him. Oh, okay. The ground is dirty. Chase. Chase. Okay. And I'm back. Alright. I'm definitely gonna read the warning page first. Wait, is this something we can read on stream? I'm concerned. I'm concerned and I am worried. Hold on. Do you want to? Should we change music, by the way? This is perfect music. It's happy Kirby music. Oh wait, we can look at a. Where's the? A nostalgic Nintendo playlist. Sure. Change the mood. It's definitely gonna be needed. Okay, wait. Something like a more somber, more chill, or something more. Oh, I copy lo-fi hip hop. Ooh, this could be a good mix. There, okay. Oh, wow. This is a pretty big warning. Let me zoom in. Warning! Before reading, this small preview includes descriptions of traumatic events, slight depictions of blood, a couple of sexual references, slight suicide implications, Italian stereotyping, a couple of references to homophobia and misgendering, and swears. This story is a work of fiction, but includes some material that is somewhat accurate depictions of the author's own fears and traumas. This preview only includes the prologue and chapter 1. This book will feature 12 chapters by the end of it. This might be the best place to. This might also be the best place to say that if you have depression, trauma, or other mental illnesses, please call the Susan Hammond below. Okay, hold on. Okay. If real quick, I just realized if we're getting into this, I don't know if Twitch is gonna allow me to post this. That's a lot of warnings. Yeah, okay, there's a lot of warnings. Like I've been told that I can't even read WOF, W-O-F, Koku's like story about like that she wrote. And people told me that don't put that on stream. It's it's probably not very acceptable. What is on the first chapter at least? What? I'm saying it's not gonna be. It's gonna be safe for both the prologue and chapter 1. If it's gonna be safe, I will let it slide. But for any reason, I feel like it's not safe, and I'm gonna have to put my foot down. We will probably stop like early. Okay. All right, does that sound good? Cause I do not I don't want anything bad to happen to chat. Yes, you can change if it gets too strong for you. Lol. Okay. Well, I'm just more concerned about everyone else in chat because you know, we're here for a good time. Maybe a little bit of trauma, but if it's too much trauma, it might be a little hard. That's okay. You know, let's get through the prologue at least. We'll continue depending on how long the prologue is. Alright, let's continue reading. On adventure, it is their mission to save lives and help against mental struggles. This book is not meant to poke fun or exaggerate real mental health issues, but instead meant to help highlight the real struggles people go through. If you know someone who's struggling with depression, please try your best to help them. Mental health is important. That's very true. Very true. Mental health is one of the most important things in the world. It's one of my more mature, down-to-earth stories compared to the stuff like heroes and supervillain books. To be fair, a large portion of WAP is pretty okay, but it does take a deep, dark turn, which is why I say not read it. Well, how much of it should we read and not read? You can tell us that, and we can probably read some of it on chat. Here's the helpline over here. In case of threatening situations, please contact 911. This book is also pro LGBTQ+, and characters are written with that are written as homophobic are only intended to show that there are people like this in the real world. These homophobic characters are written with true testimonies of LGBTQ+ people, and the author has talked to and the type of people that these LGBTQ+ people have had to deal with / still have to deal with. Homophobia is not a good, nor is it a healthy thing. There are thousands, if not millions, of LGBTQ+, such a tongue twister, people out there in the world who suffer and sometimes closeted because they are scared of coming out. I know you are out there and you are loved no matter what. Do not be afraid of who you are. You are who you are. Oh, nice. That's actually really nice. It's really cool to see that kind of support in like a story like this to really kind of encourage that. You know, you are who you are. Don't be afraid. I think that's a big fear of a lot of people nowadays, especially in our current day's generation. I stepped on something. Sorry, it sounded really far away. I don't know, like the first chapter, 20 chapters is good. 20 chapters? Holy moly. How many chapters do you have? Alright. You have been warned now. Enjoy the world of Capital Wasteland. This book is one of the most mature, down-to-earth books I've ever written, but I'll let you enjoy the book for yourself. Oh, yeah, you just said that. You just said that, Benny. It's currently 33, Lamar. Holy moly! 33 chapters. Why 33 chapters? It's bumped up to 120 words. 120k words. Holy shit. Dude, you should actually just publish that at this point. At this point, you just publish it as a real book. Why? Yes. At this point, just publish it to a real book. Get into like the New York best-selling like. Oh, New Zealand best-selling. How I feel about Kirby characters, I would. Just rename everything Kirby to like a different genre. Like, I genuinely love the story and I would. Oh, I love the story and world. Ask Sakurai. Just send Sakurai an email using Google Translate saying, "Hi, I have a story. Can I publish this? It's very dark. It's very cool. Please read it." I'm sure Sakurai would love to read 120,000 words all in English and let you publish that. Alright. Here we are though. Prologue. I will read at my pace. I will say if you do want to read ahead, I won't stop you. But he's gonna have a great time. Exactly. Here's my warning for stream. I will let you read ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. But we are gonna try to have a more chill and a relaxing stream. So as we're reading, I will do my best to just tell you, hey, look, if you want, you can look away, do something else, grab a drink, grab a snack. I will check chat every once in a while, probably after every few paragraphs. But if you want to change music, say anything, feel free. Another chill, a story time stream. All right. And with that out of the way, we're gonna start in a few seconds. I'm gonna check one last thing before I go. Okay? We're right back. 1 sec. right. The story is also a new form of writing. Well, let's get right into it. Take a little dive. Here we are. I'm proud to say that some of the stuff in here compared to my previous stories, this book is a concept of mine for 2 years. Hey, nice. Well, I'm excited to read it. Let's get through that prologue and let's see if we can continue on to chapter 1 afterwards. They walked through a forest that was engulfed in dark purple fog and black trees. The purple grass was tall, yet brushing against their clothes like thorns, digging into their skin. The air felt as if it was choking them, but they had kept walking with a silver flashlight in their hands. The light attempted to shine through the fog, but it made it to where they could only see a couple feet in front of them. They continued to walk through the forest. Something felt like it was pecking at the back of their head, but they ignored it. After all, it was just another feeling. Their footsteps through the forest made it sound as if they were walking through snow, but the ground beneath them was muddy. It shouldn't be making that sound. Sweat started to drip slowly from their thin eyebrows, causing them to wipe their eyes and avoid having their vision compromised. The forest seemed to be growing smaller and smaller with each step. They could feel their claustrophobia begin to take hold of their thoughts. Don't panic. Do not panic. The forest started to grow as dark as their thoughts. The rustling of branches started to sound like cackling from bystanders, as if the trees were pointing and laughing at them. They picked up the pace and started to run further into the forest, in hopes of finding an exit. The forest growing darker and smaller, the cackling getting louder and louder, their breathing getting heavier and heavier, the ground crunching more and more, the thorny grass digging deeper and deeper into their clothes and going into their skin. Suddenly, it all stopped, as if they reached a clearing that wasn't covered in fog, but instead lit up by the moon. Surrounded by shorter variants of the purple grass that didn't dig into their skin, the trees were no longer cackling and were separated from the large clearing. They could hear birds singing and crickets chirping. It was peaceful. As soon as it all felt calm, it suddenly became dreadful again, as they heard a car horn honk, as if trying to swerve out of somebody's way. They saw a silver Cadillac who rushed toward them, then swerved yet again. But this time, the car flipped. He spun into the air over them and came crashing down as it rolled behind them. It finally stopped after a few seconds and the Cadillac was a total wreck. They ran to the damage to see if everyone inside of it was alright. The front of the car was crushed up like paper, being tossed into the trash. All the windows were shattered. The roof of the car was severely dented and damaged. But when they looked inside, the picture was worse. The blonde woman in the driver's seat was not moving, as blood gushed from her head, and her arms were noticeably broken as bones stuck through the skin. The man in the passenger seat was alive, but barely moving. He had on broken glasses, and also had blood gushing from his bald head. But he made an effort to call for help. He pulled out his phone and dialed 911. Hello? He weakly spoke. Yes, my wife and I were in an accident just now, and he seemed to be interrupted by the person on the other end of the call. Yes, there was a child in the car, and they are alive. They looked in the back seat of the car and noticed a child with blonde hair with blood on their light peach face. They seemed to be the only one in the accident that was not in the most pain. Yes, okay. Thank you. The man spoke softly yet weakly as he hung up on the phone and sighed. Don't worry, we're gonna get help. They said they should be here in a minute, so we'll just try to get out and we'll be alright, the man told the child. The child seemed to be in tears as they looked over the woman, who was draped over the steering wheel. The man looked over as well, and noticeably was trying to hold back tears and act strong for his child. He couldn't find words to describe his sorrow for his wife's death. The two attempted to push the dented doors and open and managed to get out after a couple of seconds of trying. Is this how it happened? Oh, from Kai. I make sure to do some natural world building, but this world building is funny, at least to me, and you'll see why after you finish the prologue. I'm curious what you mean by that. Okay, here we go. They looked at the child and the man who waved down police cars and ambulances as they pulled up to the devastating scene. After a couple of minutes, paramedics got the woman out of the car and put her in a stretcher with a cloth covering her. Is Mary, really? The man couldn't find words to finish his question because he knew the answer. The paramedics nodded as the man started to cry. The child in the back of an ambulance as they looked out of the forest. The child sat in the back of the ambulance as they looked out into the forest. They sat next to the child and looked out into the forest, watching the flashing lights from the police cars and ambulances. This was a horrible sight. The child couldn't cry anymore, as it seemed they had gotten used to the situation. The paramedics mumbled something to each other as they looked back at the child. One of the paramedics finally spoke to the child and said, "We're gonna have to take you to the hospital and get you stitched up and check you for a concussion. We managed to stop the bleeding and you seem to respond well to the tests, but if we don't do something, you might have to go to the hospital for something worse." The child nodded as the paramedics helped them up into the ambulance and sat them down on a stretcher. They closed the doors and drove off with the father in another ambulance right behind them. They stood next to the broken car as if they watched everyone slowly drive away from the gruesome scene. Am I just reliving some nightmare? Or did this really happen? Why do I keep coming back here? What the hell is wrong with me? Poor kid. Yeah, that's actually rough. That's like beyond rough, dude. That's actually, I don't know. If that ever happened, I don't know what I could say. Really, it's just, damn. And the moon seemed to fade as the dark purple fog appeared around the scene. Dark purple vines grew around the shell of the car and seemingly dragged it into the ground. They sighed as they grabbed their flashlight. They turned and walked back into the forest. The trees cackled softly, hence as it seemed to engulf them in the forest yet again. And that was the end of the prologue. What a prologue. Oh, jeez, dude. I feel really bad. Yeah, like you said, I just feel really, really bad now. Like, that is just so traumatic. It really can't just like. I really don't know what to say besides that it's like it's so bad. So from what I'm getting, that was the prologue. Yeah, there's a low reason for it. Okay, so what we've gotten so far though is that I think we're following the perspective of a man who got in a really, really bad car crash with his wife dying and his kid in the back barely surviving, probably with some kind of trauma. And now he's got his own trauma where he's having nightmares every night thinking about that same moment. And now it's like, I feel like it's like there's some kind of like Silent Hill kind of vibe here. I feel like there's like some kind of Silent Hill type beat right now. Type game. Not the perspective of the person. They. Yeah. A lot of they. Is that because they don't know who the people are, or is that just because like they just identify themselves as like they? That's why we're doing this. I'm gonna change. Move around. Chapter 1 might explain. Okay. I'm just gonna move this. Okay. Well, I think that was a pretty interesting prologue. Yeah, curious that it's just the prologue, but that was a pretty heavy prologue. But I think that was pretty interesting. That was pretty good. I think it's time to dive into chapter 1, because now I'm curious where this goes from here. How does it extend its current footing, and where is the story going to be following, where it's going to go from, and all that stuff. So yeah. Let's go on to chapter 1. Again, if anyone wants to read ahead, go ahead. I will read at my own pace, but I advise just you can look away. I will narrate the best I can, and take it easy, take it chill, do some things on the side. But here we go. If you have anything to say, write in the chat as always. And off we go to continue the rest of the story. Yo, Steven, it's time to get up. A deep yet silky smooth voice spoke softly. In a minute, Steven grumbled. Their voice sounded soft yet slightly high-pitched, almost similar to that of a woman reading a story for an audiobook recording mixed with the same tone as a man giving a presentation at a work meeting. No, come on, bud. We need to get going, the deep yet silky smooth voice stated. I'm not going, Steven replied. You have to. You're my ride to work. You can't sleep in all day. So you have this very, very dark, horrible scenario, and then chapter 1 just starts like a mundane life. And that's what I call funny world building, 2 different scenarios. Well, hopefully they'll tie in together. I'm sure they'll tie in. I'm curious to see how they tie in. Curious. Continuing on. The voice mentioned. Steven grumbled as he rolled over in his bed to face a white wooden door that was accompanied by a dark brown wooden bedside dresser with a lamp sitting on it. The lamp looked similar to that of a cactus with a lampshade on top of it. Next to that lamp sat a black digital clock with red text on it, and it showed the time was 8 o'clock. Why can't you stay home for once, Luke? Just call off sick. They won't know the difference, Steven asked tiredly with a notable innocence in their voice. Luke chuckled as he looked over at Steven. He had a tall spiked brown hair that bent down to cover his left eye. His left eye had a scar across it with bushy eyebrows that sat above his green eyes. He had a nose that formed a small point with a goatee to accompany his rounded face. He wore a brown tuxedo with a plaid tie and accompanied with his white button-up shirt, brown slacks, and brown wingtip shoes that noticeably had some wear and tear to them. They will tie in, trust me. Okay, they will tie in. Steven looked at him with an unamused glint in their eyes. Do I need to drag you out of bed just like last time? Luke snickered. Fine, I'll get up. Just please tell me your car is gonna be fixed today. I love you, but I hate getting up this early, Steven said. They sat up in the bed with blankets falling off their chests to reveal their nightly outfit. The outfit consisted of a white t-shirt that was noticeably too large for Steven, as the v-neck sat slanted and showed their left shoulder, and a black strap that belonged to a sports bra. Steven slithered out of bed and stood up to stretch, revealing their black shorts that had seemed to be similar to that of a woman's shorts. Steven was tall, twig-like, and pale, with long silver hair that went down to the center of their back. Their hair stood up in different directions, like it was a grass in a field being blown around by a tornado. Their eyes were a deep blue, and their nails were painted a maroon color. Luke walked over to Steven and looked up to them. Let's check chat. Steven is my pretty NBOC. I love him. Nice. Oh, woman? Neuron activated. No, I don't think so. I think Steven is a them. Actually, non-binary. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Kai, you're funny. Steven was the tallest in their friend group, but Luke did not mind it. It made him love him. It made him love Steven even more. You look very pretty today, hon. Luke smiled. Steven slightly blushed as they walked over to the closet and pulled out a white hoodie. You got any exciting plans today, Steven? Luke asked him. Steven looked back at Luke and shrugged. I might get together with Melissa and her friends, but that's about it, Steven answered. Luke flashed a smug look at Steven. Well, when I get home, I'm gonna cook you something really nice, Luke boldly stated as Steven walked over to the bathroom. Oh yeah? And what's that gonna be? Chicken nuggets with a side of canned green beans? Steven stopped and leaned up against the wall outside of the bathroom as they asked smugly. Hey, you! Luke couldn't find the words to respond to Steven's snide remark, as Steven walked into the bathroom and laughed. Steven closed the door behind them, as Luke walked up to the door and talked loudly so they could hear him through the door. I'll have you know that it won't be just dinner. It'll be something else too. Luke spoke. Steven opened the bathroom door with their hoodie over their large t-shirt and shorts off to reveal their black boxer briefs. Oh, really now? A movie? Steven questioned. No, the other something else, Luke embarrassedly replied. Steven's face turned red as a tomato. Really? Tonight? Steven's heart raced. It had only been a few months since the last time, so Luke blurting it out. They couldn't find the words to respond. Yeah, I hope you don't mind that. Luke twiddled his thumbs. No, not at all, sweetheart. Let's just get you to work, Steven mentioned in a flustered tone as they shut the bathroom door. Luke coughed as he untied and retied his tie. After a couple of minutes, Steven opened up the bathroom door again to reveal an entirely new outfit. They wore a white hoodie over a large white t-shirt underneath, and it was accompanied by a black, high-waisted pants, black tennis shoes with white tips and laces, and a gray nightcap with a teardrop-shaped pom-pom that dangled from it that sat on top of Steven's hair, which was now in a ponytail. All right, you ready? Steven walked out of the bathroom and looked over at Luke. The warning was to mostly play it safe. Most of this is pretty humble and calm. Fair enough. Sometimes you could throw a warning because you're like, I might be good at it, others might not. I don't want to risk it though, let's just write this. So that's fair. Honestly fair. But yeah. Let's see. Like that line about something else? Yeah, I think I got that. That's they're getting kind of frisky up in here though. This story is definitely more mature. I see what you mean by trying to make more mature themes. This is definitely a bit more like 18 plus kind of story. I feel like anyone who's here is a little too young though. Well, I think it's fine. It's interesting though. It's interesting to get a little bit more mature story. I think everyone will be fine. Yeah, I think we'll be good. Hello. I'm here just for a little bit, just for a request. No worries. Howdy, Flare. Welcome to the stream. What's your request? While I'm waiting for your request, I'm going to continue reading, by the way. Luke nodded as the two walked out of the bedroom. Steven always liked Luke's apartment due to it being a lot nicer than their place. It felt like a hotel room than anything, with the bathroom in the same area as the bedroom, a kitchen that could be mistaken for one you'd see in a fast food restaurant, albeit a bit cleaner than a fast food restaurant kitchen, a living room that was also the dining area, and a hallway that included a guest bathroom, another bathroom, and a closet. The living room had two large glass doors that led out to a balcony that overlooked the city. Steven didn't go onto the balcony all that much. Why did Luke have to get an apartment on the 5th floor? Better yet, why did I have to have a fear of heights? Oh, fun fact, the apartment is loosely based off by the one from Curious George. Oh, interesting. I've actually never seen Curious George, which shame me, but that's pretty interesting, pretty cool. And the request is this. If I'm not here by the time the story is read further, could you wait until I arrive to start it, please? And type in chat to order this as my stream viewing site. We will wait until you arrive before reading your story. Got the queue to go through first. Alright, thanks. Yeah, no problem. Actually, let me add in the story time list. extended. Now you're on the list. Alright, thanks. No worries. Alright, but continuing on. Fred told me yesterday he'd bring my car to the workplace after he got it done. But if he doesn't, he'll have to come and get me, Luke mentioned as the two entered the elevator. And he pressed the button for the lobby. Steven rolled his eyes and sighed slightly as the doors closed and the elevator began its slow descent. I don't trust that man, you know? His boss freaks me out a little bit, Steven stated. Neither do I, but I've known Fred since elementary school. He's one of the nicest and most trustworthy people I've met, Luke told Steven. Steven took a deep breath and blew it out gently. Fine. If you trust him, I guess I'll learn to trust him too, Steven said. Luke looked up at Steven, who stood next to him and slid his hand into their hand. He gently wrapped his fingers around their hand and went back to looking up at the counter that sat above the elevator door. Tell him how many floors were left until they reached the lobby. Steven looked down at Luke and smiled as they wrapped their fingers around his hand in response. Both their faces started to turn red and they smiled gleefully. I love you, dude, Steven mentioned as he looked over at Luke. Luke looked up at them and replied, I love you too. The elevator shook to a stop as it reached the lobby. The elevator dinged and the doors slowly opened. The two nodded at each other as if they had read each other's minds when they walked out the elevator, still holding hands. Oh, that's nice. That's cute. I'll have to go for right now on the bus and the internet is not with you. Bye now. No worries, Flair. You drive safe and take care. Oh, romance? Oh, romance. This is getting a little spicy. A little spicy. Oh, and you'll get to meet Fred's boss in this chapter as well. Ooh, okay. Hold on. We have a few more pages, like 5 more pages left to go. Nobody in the lobby seemed to take notice of him. Well, except one person. Hey, you two! Or is that? Hey, you two! A gruff voice spoke out. The two looked to the right to see a man in a black tuxedo, with a bald head and one large brown monobrow. The man had a large brown mustache that accompanied his square-shaped nose and brown eyes to match his light tan skin. He was about Luke's height and was pudgy. His tuxedo had a golden pin on it that was in the shape of a house you could commonly find in cartoons and children's storybooks. He walked over to the two with a slightly stern expression. Steven and Luke looked at each other and then looked at the man as he stopped and stood in front of the two. What seems to be the problem, Mr. Mono? Luke asked, what seems to be the problem, Mr. Mono? Luke asked as he felt Steven's hand start to shake with nervousness. Steven was afraid of Mr. Mono since the last time they encountered him. Steven heard Mr. Mono yelling at a group of people who were partying too loud just down the hall from Luke's apartment. They never wanted to have to face the same wrath those people did. Mr. Mono looked at Luke and then his eyes shifted over to Steven, who was noticeably scared. I just want to say one thing to you two. Mr. Mono's gruff voice spoke sternly. After a few seconds of silence, Mr. Mono grew a huge, friendly smile on his face as he threw his arms up in the air and hugged the two. Happy 3-year anniversary, you two, Mr. Mono exclaimed excitedly. You remembered our anniversary? Steven nervously asked as Mr. Mono stopped hugging the two after a couple of seconds and then stood in front of them with a proud and happy expression on his face. Of course! I remember all my tenants' anniversaries. Just yesterday, I celebrated the 4-month wedding anniversary of the Allen Ridges, Mr. Mono spoke. The two looked at each other and then chuckled as they looked back at Mr. Mono. Besides, I remember the night you two met. Boy, you both were so young. Steven was so nervous when going up to your apartment, and I remember telling them that there was nothing to worry about and that it was going to be all fine. Mr. Mono smiled. Steven gave a slight smirk as Luke looked up to them. So that's why you were so calm that night. Luke chortled. Mr. Mono chuckled as well. Well, you both seem to have places to be, and I've got a job to go do. I gotta go introduce myself to the new people who moved in and on the 2nd floor. Mr. Mono mentioned as he got out of their way. Luke and Steven walked to the revolving door and looked back at Mr. Mono. Luke looked back at Mr. Mono and said, See you later, Mr. Mono. Fun fact, the Allen Ridges are actually scrapped characters from an early version of my Western novel, so I gave him life here as a reference. Ah, that's nice. References to old works are always fun and cool. Mr. Mono looked back and smiled at the two. See you later as well, you two, he spoke softly. He walked over to the elevator and pressed the button to head up to the second floor. Luke and Steven walked around in a revolving door before finally being able to exit the building. The two got in a bluish Korean car with a noticeable rust in it. The car wasn't much of an eye-catcher or anything, but it got Steven where they needed to be. The interior was made of mostly silver leather seating and had some tears on it, but wasn't anything that couldn't be patched up with a little bit of duct tape. Steven opened the driver's side door and sat down in the seat, as Luke slid into the passenger seat and gave a smug look at Steven, who had the key into ignition. Steven looked over at him and chuckled softly. Steven took out the car out of the park and drove out of the parallel parking space. Why are all my thoughts causing my brain to go all fuzzy? I'm driving. I shouldn't be overthinking my dreams. Why do I keep having these dreams? Should I tell Luke? What would he think? What would he... Just then, Luke put the car into park. They didn't realize that they were where they were until they looked over at the big neon sign above a semi-small brick building that read Lock and Key Hardware. It was the only hardware store where Luke felt like family. It was the only business both Steven and Luke felt the most comfortable in. Hey bud, are you alright? Luke placed his hand on Steven's shoulder. Steven looked over at him with a solid expression. Yeah, I am. Steven nodded slowly. Are you sure? Because I tried to talk to you on the way here and you just kept your eyes on the road, Luke mentioned. Steven didn't even realize that Luke was attempting to talk to them. He was so caught up in their own thoughts, they had blocked out any noise. What kind of person am I who doesn't even talk to their own boyfriend? God, I'm terrible. It's these damn voices that won't shut up. If it wasn't for him, I would be... You know, as Steven said, why do I keep having these dreams? Any connections clicking yet? He's having psychic dreams of the past. Or of a different family, of a different person. Whoa, spooky! I feel like it's some kind of, it's like some kind of ghost psychic connection where he is having a dream of like someone else's traumatic history. Either that or he was the kid in the car. Either or. So, that's the only two things I can connect right now. Yo, Steven, are you sure that you're okay? Luke gently shook their shoulders. Steven shook their head slowly. Do you want to come into the store? I'm sure Armando wouldn't mind if you sat in the back, Luke said. Steven looked in Luke's eyes and saw something. His eyes showed that he really did care for them. It might be better than going home alone. If I went home in this state, I would most likely find a rope and... Sure, Steven stated. They took the key out of the ignition and got out of the car with Luke. Luke stood next to the passenger side door, and Steven walked around the car and to the sidewalk where Luke stood. The two walked into the hardware store where they were greeted by the empty silence. It was usually common for it to be quiet at this time, as the store had just opened. More to be revealed soon. It's like a couple paragraphs. It was a quaint hardware store with a wooden checkout counter in the back of the store and spinning racks and shelves filled with different types of screws, nails, tools, wood samples. And the wood samples itself were kept at the back of the store due to being near the saws if a customer had asked for a certain size of wood and toolboxes. The wooden checkout counter had different posters and flyers in the front that were for the different town events, and even a silver cash register that looked old-fashioned, but wasn't exactly a stranger to newer forms of pavement. The store was mostly covered in a dark green carpet with maroon-colored rugs that acted like a pathway to the door, from the door to the checkout counter. It only had one glass screen door, and its windows were large, but only sat in front of the part of the store due to the hardware store sharing its lot with two other businesses on both sides of it. Hello, you two. Glad to see you here. Oh, that's Italian. Hello, you two. Glad to see you here. A booming Italian voice spoke out. Here comes the Italian stereotyping warning. Yep. We're in the Mario voice for any Italians. It's me, Mario! Yahoo! Stereotypical Italian voice would be Mario. And two looked over at a wooden checkout counter. See a tall man with a white dress shirt and had his sleeves rolled up to reveal the man's arms. A red and dark orange striped tie, tan pants, brown wingtip shoes, and a light orange newsboy cap standing in front of the checkout counter. He had olive skin, hazel eyes that accompanied his big, bushy brown eyebrows, and a pointed nose that accompanied his big, bushy brown mustache. His face was rounded, but he had a slightly pointy chin that was a nice contrast to his brown-haired comb-over that sat underneath the newsboy cap. He was an inch shorter than Steven, but he was also slightly pudgy, with his arms being noticeably hairy, but with his hair being brown. You couldn't really tell. He had a warming aura about him that Steven and Luke really liked. It was almost like the same aura as you'd get from a loving father. "Hey there, Armando. Sorry that I'm a few minutes late to work. We had a run-in with Mr. Mono," Luke explained. "That is no problem." Armando's actually the first Italian character I've ever written, ever. I'll give him a gruffer Italian voice then. "That is no problem. I'm glad you can I'll make it," Armando stated in a friendly tone. He was always flexible with his employees when it came to the ones who helped during the morning shift. Say, Armando, do you mind if Steven sat in the break room? They were a bit not in this reality, if you get what I'm saying," Luke mentioned. Armando looked over at Steven, and without social cues, he could tell something was on Steven's mind. "Sure, the break room is always open," Armando replied. Luke looked up at Steven and nodded softly. Steven walked past Armando, slowly with their head down, trying to not let the voices in their head get to them. "Be careful about the entrance away, Steven. It is a bit lowered due to one of the employees adding a decoration that now hangs above the door," Steven warned. Armando warned Steven. Steven looked back and nodded, and then continued to walk to the break room. "What is with them?" Armando quietly questioned. "I don't exactly know. They said nothing to me on the way here and before I came in. They seemed to not know where they were," Luke stated. Armando looked at Luke and then in the direction of the break room, and then back at Steven. "Do you want me to go and talk to them?" Armando innocently asked. "No, knowing Steven, they probably want to be left alone for a bit," Luke mentioned. Armando nodded, then went back to tearing off old flyers and posters in front of the checkout counter. Look at the live corrections, live edits right now. Back at Luke, yeah, not back at Steven. I meant Luke there. Yeah. It happens. This is why we read it live, so that way, if there's any errors, you can always fix them. Oh man. Where did we leave off? Oh shoot. Armando nodded and then went back to tearing off old flyers and posters off the front of the checkout counter. You know what to do, Luke. Go and get clocked in," Armando stated calmly, and Luke gave him a thumbs up as he walked over to the time clock. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I had to talk to the child. As I was continuing, Armando looked at Luke in the direction. Okay, we know. Armando stated calmly, and Luke gave him a thumbs up as he walked over to the time clock. I sat behind the checkout counter and punched in his time. "So, what's first?" Luke wondered as he looked at Armando. Armando smiled as he pointed at the shelf. that housed the different toolboxes. Get to those are cleaned up, Armando's responded. 3 years? And for what? Luke yelled. Steven backed themselves into a corner in the living room, hoping to avoid Luke's angry wrath. They'd never seen Luke this mad before. Look, I get that you're angry, but please. Steven tried to reason with him, but that only made him even angrier. No! You aren't gonna talk your way out of this one. I don't know why I stuck around with you for this long. We're through! Luke stomped over the door of the apartment and opened it up. Whoa, wait. Did I miss something? This is like a big jump. Okay. I feel like I thought I missed something. So, yeah, no, keep going. Okay. Okay, we're keep going. Luke stomped over to the door of the apartment and opened it up. He turned around and looked at Steven's scared yet sorrowful face. Oh, and one more thing, you sad sack of shit. Never call me, text me, or even talk to me ever again. I don't want to see you anymore. Luke hollered in anger, then slammed the door behind him. Steven ran over to the balcony and looked down the street, hoping to see Luke one last time. Just then, he felt a gust of wind blow them over the railing and off the balcony. At first, it seemed like they were going to hit the street, but then it kept falling to the empty void. They didn't know where they were until they fell into a field of tall purple grass that ended up cutting their skin and clothes with sharp thorns. They got up and looked around their surroundings. They were in a familiar place. A little too familiar. Just then, they heard a car horn honk loudly. Then they turned to see a pair of headlights rush at them. They felt a metal body hit their torso and knocked them to the ground. Where did it all go wrong? Why do I dream of this same damn place? Can anyone answer me? Can anyone fucking help me? Wake it up, Steven. Armando shook their shoulders. Steven opened their eyes slowly and realized they had fallen asleep at the white plastic table that sat in the break room. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, Steven said. Sorry for the what? I was the one who would woke you up, Armando stated. Steven looked at him, and then the clock behind him. It said that it was currently 10:30. Is everything all right, huh? Armando asked. Yeah, why do you ask? Steven quizzed Armando. Well, when you were shaking more than a dog dreaming of chasing a rabbit, Armando mentioned. I was? Steven tried to process what Armando was saying. Armando nodded slightly and sat down at the other end of the table. Note the grass. It's purple, and it's sharp. Yes, it's the type of grass from the prologue. Curious though. We need more information. Hold on. I will have you know that Luke is pretty worried about you. He sent me to check on you because he had to know that I could get you to open it up. Armando explained. That certainly sounded like Luke. He knew that Steven would only comfortably talk to him if he had opened up to people that they were comfortable with. Just like Armando, who was always treated Steven like a father. Armando, who always treated Steven like a father. Like a son? I think we always treated Steven like a son. Right? Your context is literally right there. Okay. But like he has the dreams, but the person, why is he having that dream of a different family? Because like that person who died in the family was an old man who was bald, or a middle-aged man who was balding, and like a lone kid. Just like Armando, who always treated Steven like a son. There we go. Son/father figure. It'll change. Okay. I don't think you really want to hear it, Steven muttered. Armando placed both hands on the table as if he was about to listen to someone who gave a as he was about to listen to someone give a presentation. Try me, Armando spoke. Steven looked at him and sat up in the chair. They knew they weren't going to convince Armando to leave him alone. Fine, Steven spoke softly. Have you ever had a dream that seems like it's going one place, but then ends up in some weird loop? They asked. Armando looked at them and asked, What do you mean? Stephen looked at him and hung their head low. For the past month, I've been stuck in this same loop. I find myself in some scenario where I'm being mentally tortured by my own fears, trauma, whatever my mind wants to shove in my face. Then it results in me somehow winding up in the forest that either ends up with me being hit by a car or witnessing a car crash, Stephen explained. Armando looked up at them and looked at the clock. Keep it a talking, Armando mentioned. I don't know what else to do, Stephen stated. Have you tried to imagine yourself in a different area, such as somewhere peaceful? Armando wondered. Yes, I've tried, but I end up back at the same damn spot, Stephen mentioned. Stephen slammed their fist on the table out of stress. Armando looked at them with sympathetic eyes. And there's context. That's the dream. It's the dream. I know it hurts, but I promise it'll get better. Armando placed his hand gently on top of Stephen's. Stephen looked at Armando and saw a gentle smile he gave. Thank you, Stephen stated as they felt tears beginning to well up in their eyes. That moment was interrupted by a sound of mechanical clanking being heard from outside. What was that? Armando stood up from the chair. He saw one of his employees standing at the door. Sir, it seems like we've got a customer, the employee said. The employee was an African-American man who was about the same height and age as Luke. He wore a leather apron, suggesting he worked in another part of the store that would naturally get somebody's clothes dirty. Underneath the apron, he wore a white plaid button-up shirt, blue jeans, and had some holes in the knees. Black wingtip shoes. Who is this? And who is the customer? Armando asked. Here comes Fred's boss, who needs no introduction. He's, well, it's a man wearing copper on his prosthetic arm and wearing this huge top hat on his head. And the employee didn't get to finish his sentence as Armando rushed past him with an angry yet defensive expression. Stephen walked up to the employee as they both looked at Armando, who was holding back to the front of the store. What was that all about? The employee wondered. I want to know what's going on. I'll go make sure he doesn't kill anyone, Stephen stated. Okay, the employee replied as he walked back to where he initially came from. I'll go make sure he doesn't kill anyone, as much as I want him to. Hey there, Rainbow Sherbet. I'm glad to see you here. A gravelly deep voice with a deep southern accent spoke out. The man's voice belonged to a taller than Luke but shorter than Stephen. Want to say hi? Go say hi.
Hi!
There you go.
It's not talking to me. She's not talking to me.
They said hi. They said hi. I promise they said hi. You gotta hear in your mouth. Okay. Okay. That's a little kid. Oh, that's typed wrong. Lol. That's a good thing we're proofreading this, basically. The man the voice belonged to, who was taller than Luke but shorter than Stephen. He wore a black top hat that was tattered and covered in rust. At least Luke hoped it was rust. He also wore a gray button-up shirt, black jeans, and black work boots. He wore black fingerless gloves on his left hand, but his right arm was a prosthetic arm with copper noticeably welded and screwed together to act as a shell. At the end, he had a hand that would look robotic, but it was just because of the silver he welded onto it. The man's face was slightly pale, with a black mullet and accompanied by long bangs and long sideburns coming out from the top hat. His nose was slightly crooked, his eyebrows were thin, and his face was clean shaven. Sorry about that. His face was clean shaven, and eyes were heterochromatic, with the left eye being green and the right eye being hazel. Hello there, Charlie, Luke grumbled. He absolutely hated Charlie, but he had to keep his cool. Charlie looked around the store and then back at Luke. So, tell me how come you can keep a girl, but you can't keep your own car running? Charlie chuckled. I'm not a girl, Charlie. I'm not with a girl, Charlie. I'm with Steven, Luke corrected him. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's Sarah, girl. Charlie played with the display of keychains that sat out in the checkout corner. Their name is not Sarah, it's Steven, Luke defensively spoke. You know, all I hear is blah blah blah, and that's about it, Charlie teased him. And just then, Armando stormed up to the checkout counter. You better get out of here before I call out the police, Armando yelled aggressively. Charlie looked up at Armando and smiled smugly. Well, hello there, Armando. Say, how's the wife doing? Is she still dead, or is that just how she looks nowadays? Charlie mentioned. Armando's face turned red, and he straightened out his cap. All of Armando's employees knew that when he straightened his cap, it's a warning sign that it was on his last nerve. Now, Armando, let's not do anything we're gonna regret. Steven tried to calm Armando down. But they knew Armando was one wrong word away from turning Charlie into a pile of bones and metal. Fun fact, Rainbow Sherbet is actually a censor for a racial slur. Oh. Ooh. Did not know that, actually. Holy shit. Huh, you learn something new every day. Rainbow Sherbet sounds way too nice. Can't believe that's a... Well, I guess it's a censor. So, wow. It is... Okay, I guess it is a good censor then. That's a really good censor. I actually made up the censor. It's a really good censor because it's like... It's actually like a nice word, but you wouldn't really think of it as like... You know. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. We're almost... Here, let me finish this. Trying to help others when you can't even help yourself. I must applaud you for that. Sarah, Charlie snickered. For some unknown reason, Charlie absolutely hated Steven more than anyone else in the city. Even though they didn't trust Charlie, they knew how to stand up for him. Well, tell me, where's your other arm? Oh, that's right. It's up your own ass, Steven growled. Charlie's mocking demeanor changed instantly. That's not the way you talk to your elders, Sarah. Charlie gritted his teeth. And you know that isn't the proper way to speak to someone like me, Chucky. Steven stood their ground. Charlie's face was turned red as he clenched his robotic fist. Steven knew he hated being called Chucky, but it was the only way to keep him from keeping his smug demeanor up like a shield. Fine, Steven. Here's the keys to your boyfriend's damn rust bucket. He slammed the keys down on the counter. Be sure to get me paid before the end of the month, Luke. Charlie turned around and walked out of the store. See you later, Huck, Steven said. Charlie's response while walking out of the store to raise his middle finger, then slammed the door, luckily not breaking the glass. Everyone took a deep breath and sighed a sigh of relief that Charlie was out of the store. That's an asshole! That's an asshole! Armando grumbled. Yeah, tell me about it, Luke spoke. Why do you have him prepare your car? Why do you have him prepare your car? Armando asked. Because he's the only place in town I'm comfortable with, Luke replied. You know, there's a repair shop that I go to that is a much friendlier and cheaper than that dump, Armando mentioned. Both Luke and Steven looked at him and asked in unison, Where? Take a sec. Drink water. Thank you, Will. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want Charlie to fall in the pit and die? Right now, probably a fat 10. He seems like a robotic like redneck, which is weird. Is that weird to say? Like a robotic redneck, or like that one guy from like what is it? It. You guys watch It? It's like that one guy from It, the bully who like murdered his own like dad. That's why I get the vibes from. Like, jeez. Hold on. But if you're trying to redeem him in the story, I don't know what I can say. I don't know if you can redeem a character like that. I feel like you're telling me this so you can see if we redeem him later. But I don't know if you can do that. We'll have to wait and see. Armando pulled out their business card from his shirt's breast pocket and handed it to Luke. It is called the Classic Repairs. It is run by these two guys who are married and they do a great work on cars. I got mine repaired about a week ago, and I only paid $100 for a broken windshield, Armando explained. Well, thanks, Armando, Luke replied. No problem, Armando stated. The three looked at the clock and saw that it was 11:45. You can go on your lunch break. I'll get Wilson out of here, Armando said as Luke nodded and walked to the break room, with Steven close behind. Those are two. If only I could help with them, Armando muttered to himself. The store seemed quiet now since Charlie left. Armando knew it was going to be a long day. It was going to be a really long day. End of digital book preview. Well, that's a little end there. How do we like that? That was Bendy's first chapter of his book, Capital Wasteland. What do you think of that? I'm here again. Welcome back, Flair. He actually lost his arm in a repair accident that was mostly an employee getting their revenge on him, which should be explained a bit in the future chapters. He just made his arm look robotic to a certain dominance. So he lost his arm, but he made it look like, so it's just a normal prosthetic, like a normal like plastic prosthetic. But he makes it look robotic to a certain dominance, right? Is that what it is? Seems I have come back at the end of the chapter. Yeah, no worries. What are your thoughts on the digital preview of Capital Wasteland? Yes, okay, that makes sense. So my thoughts are, it is much more in depth about the character design and how each character looks than the other stories you've been reading. I will say, as much as I love Koku's, Flair's, and everyone else's stories, you were very descriptive about the characters and how they looked and how tall they were and how they spoke, which is actually very interesting. 'Cause I never really thought about that until I read your stories. It's like it's very important to also describe the characters a bit more, and also like to really tell their personal story and who they are. Although, so I think some things were a bit on the nose. Some topics or some things were a little bit on the nose. But I feel like there's no subtle way. I feel like I wouldn't know right away a subtle kind of way to write it. But I'm glad it was tame. It was definitely acceptable for stream, and we didn't have to like censor it or pause it for things. I formed world building slowly. Yeah. Which number was I in the queue? Out of curiosity, let me go back. So you are number 4 now. We actually just finished. Let me update real quick. I made it to Minecraft too. I made it to Minecraft. Okay, so let me close this. Two, 3, then 4. Bam. Done. All right. All I can say is that is come for later chapters. It'll be in a more intense scale of its themes. I assume so. I promise that it'll be a happy ending. I already planned that out. Well, it better be a happy ending. The queue is very epic though. I'd imagine it'd be better to prioritize stories of which people are present for. Haha. Oh, the queue. Yeah. I like to prioritize like what people want, because it just makes it easier writing it down. And also it makes it easier in my head. It's like, oh, okay, which stories are we going for next? And I always forget. It's like, oh shoot, which story are we reading? I'm like, wait, is it Flair's story, reading Koku's story today? And now this just keeps me more accountable. And it's in Minecraft, so yay. I think I can learn from my fellow writers here. The chapter I'm currently working on right now is more descriptive than the last, courtesy of Koku's writing style. And yes, I just took some more inspiration from you, Koku. Well, yeah, I think I really like I think you really have to, the thing about writing is you have to be really descriptive and have a certain way of telling things, because obviously you don't have pictures, you cannot see anything besides words. So being able to tell what is going on with just words and describing it is a special kind of skill that with more writing, like, you'll get better at. And I think it's something that, like, that's something that's always, like, you're always able to improve on, and everyone can. I want to add on to that. This is the first book where everyone is a hero and villain. So they're their own way for self-destruction. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so it makes everyone likable and hateable at the same time. Everyone's human. There's no one's perfect. Just some characters that would be complete a-holes. Yeah, but I'm sure maybe you can make them, like, redeemable or something like that. I'm sure I bet you're trying to make some of them redeemable, but like, oh, these are nice characters. Like, sure. It's always how it is. But yeah, so we're gonna go down the queue. I'm gonna check at Sarah Gamer Poyo. Is that Sarah Gamer Poyo on the stream? So Sarah Gamer Poyo is not on the stream. We're gonna go down the list and see if Furry English Llama's on the stream. Furry English Llama's not here either. Kai, are you here? Oh, Kai, you are here. Kai, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Yeah, Kai was here. Charlie's gonna die. There's no redemption for him. Just like his introduction. He'll explain himself. Okay. Don't spoil it for us, though. You can't be throwing spoilers now, okay? Okay? You can't spoil the whole series for us. Oh, lordy. Spoiled. Perhaps spoilers. Yeah, what the heck, dude? Let me switch over some stuff real quick. Not really a spoiler? Trust me? It feels like a spoiler if you didn't know it. Alright, let me copy and paste this real quickly, by the way. It's far from a spoiler. Okay. Alright. I don't trust. Press X to doubt. Yeah, I'm doubting. You must trust me, you fools. No, just spoiled everything. It's Jover. It's truly Jover. Real quick, I think, let me get Kai's story, by the way. Force people to trust them must shy away from me further. Exactly. You can't force trust. You just gotta let it happen. Naturally. It's okay though, it's not too serious. And also, so, by the way, so Kai's story is actually, what is it? It's actually from ChatGPT. So I don't know what the words. Are the words reversed? Why is my Google Docs just like? Alright, I haven't read it though. I was sure though. I thought it was. No worries, player. You're all good. I think Steven's a protagonist. Very interesting. I do have a curious thought though. It's like, why does Charlie keep calling Steven Sarah? It's like, because I know they're non-binary, but it must mean that in the past or something like that. I feel like when like Charlie met Steven was probably like dead name. Okay, just a dead name. All right. Because like, I feel like there will be people who like, you know, pick out someone for like, they change their name when transitioning. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. Like oh, it's like, oh, you were Sarah originally. You were this gender. I'm gonna call you Sarah, kind of thing. So he just knows it pisses him off very much. Yeah. So it's like, this is just a way of like him being a dick, an absolute dickhead. You do not support. But it's interesting to know because it means that. So originally, Steven became transferred or transitioned over, became a they into Steven, which is interesting history to know. Armando said it was such an asshole. Exactly. It's a freaking asshole. Give me a message or something. Okay, so let me read Kai's story, by the way. So this is a real quick notice. This is a story that Kai wrote in ChatGPT, and so this is a ChatGPT story that Kai had inputted some stuff for. I tried copying it in here so it's easier to read, but I don't know why it's a little bit weird. So ChatGPT imported story that Kai wrote for us. I don't know what it's about, but I asked him if I could read it on stream, and he said yes. So we're gonna figure it out. I must go before I spoil any more juicy secrets about this book. When we get another storytime stream, whenever that is, I should have two or more chapters done. Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll probably do one chapter per stream, just because like that's how you slowly burn it through, and also we'll like don't want to rush it. Get that burn slowly. Oh hi Loco, welcome to the stream. But thank you for that book, by the way. Can we get an applause? That was a great chapter, Bendy. Yay! Good book, good chapter. Howdy. Welcome, Loco. We are currently going to be reading this story that April Kai put into the ChatGPT for us to read. Howdy. Now, I think we have everything ready. If Sarah Gimon Poyo or Furry English Llama don't arrive before we finish, then we're gonna go and do flares, chapter flares, basically. Yo, that's cool. Yeah. The only thing about this is that I don't know what the prompts are, so I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna be reading exactly. My first ever book was inspired by Lost Causes of Bleak Creek, but it isn't. Lost Causes of Bleak Creek, but it's lost the inspiration as time went on. Capital Wasteland feels more like a book. It feels like the book most inspired by it. Oh, nice. I just read there's a Q at the top right corner. Yeah, that's the Q. So if Sarah or Llama don't come in before we finish, we're gonna go straight to his Flare story. And I think if we do Flare story right after, we might be able to end stream in time, but we'll see. Let's get on to this ChatGPT story that Kai gave us, though. Are we all ready? And here's like I had chapter 2 to read. Well, have fun. We'll catch you in a bit. Thank you for the story, Benny. Woo! I would say bye-bye. Oh, these are some awesome story. You're all going to hell. Goodbye. Hashtag reference or / reference. Nice. All right. Onwards now. Oh shoot, this is like a journey kind of story. Let me get proper music for this. I know what music we can listen to. It's somewhere here. Oh, here it is. Okay. I found a good song. Of that for when the stream was suffering, it was buffering. Oh jeez, no. I'm gonna cry if it buffers again and dies on us. Okay, everything's looping. My PC is like super laggy though. Hold on. Oh, let me close some things because it is causing me to lag incredibly. It was not, thankfully. You just made me think it was Torpid because you stopped the music abruptly. I'm sorry. Just trying to find a new song I had. Cool. Alright, this one should be good. Okay. Once upon a time, in the enchanting lands of Sugar Haven, there lived a delectable pink donut named Toro. Sugar Haven was a medieval realm where candies, pastries, and sweets of all kind came to life, each with its own unique personality. Toro, with his sprinkles glistening in the sunlight, embarked on a delightful adventure through the candy forest. Along the way, he encountered a group of fellow treats, each of their own distinct flavors and characteristics. First among Toro's newfound friends was Kai, a bold and adventurous cinnamon roll with a swirl of courage in his heart. Kai was always ready to explore new territories and face challenges head-on. Then there was Flair, a spirited gingerbread cookie with a fiery spirit. Flair's zest for life and warm personality added a touch of spice to the group, making every moment an exciting one. Eve, the dainty cupcake, adorned with delicate frosting, brought a sense of elegance to the ensemble. She was not only sweet, but also wise, offering thoughtful insights to her friends whenever they faced dilemmas. As Toro and his companions traversed through the candy forest, they encountered marshmallow trolls, licorice vines, and chocolate-covered bridges. Each challenge brought them closer together, forging a bond as sweet as their confectionery selves. Wow, I'm a cookie? Yeah, you're a gingerbread cookie. One day, the group stumbled upon a towering candy castle, guarded by a mischievous gummy bear named Gumdrop the Grumbler. Gumdrop had a penchant for causing trouble and had taken control of the castle, causing distress amongst the sweets of Sugar Haven. Undeterred, Toro and his friends decided to charge forces and reclaim the candy castle. With Kai leading the charge, Flair adding a dash of excitement, and Eve providing strategic guidance, they confronted Gumdrop the Grumbler in a battle of sugary proportions. The epic clash was filled with candy-coated chaos, but Toro and his friends prevailed. Gumdrop, realizing the error of his ways, became a friend rather than a foe. The candy castle was restored to its former glory, and Sugar Haven rejoiced in the victory of sweetness and camaraderie. From that day forward, Toro, Kai, Flair, Eve, and the rest of the sugary companions continued to explore the magical realms of Sugar Haven. Their adventures were filled with laughter, friendship, and of course, lots of delicious treats. And so, in the medieval land of Sugar Haven, the legend of Toro and his sweet companions lived on, creating a story as delightful as the taste of a pink donut on a sunny day. AI kind of popping off, yeah, for real. What a perfect time to end that song too, by the way. What a perfect time to end that song. That was awesome. That was really cool. It feels like a night. I really love the music. Was a paid actor for music was paid actor. It was too perfect. Oh my god, I love it. I love it when they perfectly time that stuff. I need to make a clip of that. Not a clip. I need like it's not a clip. It's like you can make it longer than a clip, longer than a minute. This was called I need to cut it a bit. But yeah, that was actually really cool. What I love about like AI stories is that it's very basic and easy to understand, but it's also like a good place to start for like general stories and like general plot points. They're very easy and consumable. Like they're very easy to consume, and I think I really like that aspect of it. But also what's really cool is that I just love medieval stories. I love going on night adventures with friends. Oh my god, dude, I want to do D&D stuff so bad because I just feel like a night adventure and D&D things Hi would be really awesome. Hello. What are you doing over there? Don't do that. That's gonna get nasty. That's gonna get nasty. You can't do that. The kid is putting their feet in their pillow sheet. Trying to hop in the pillow. Huh? What's up? Hello, kitty. Oh, my cows. Hello, kitty. Good morning. My cat woke up. I wish I could turn my camera on. You guys can watch my cat. Hello, Mr. Kitty. Okay. Well, I think since Sarah and Llama aren't here, we need a galactic cam. I should get one. Or I need an Asbel cam. I need an Asbel plushie. Alright, let me pet my cat. But Flair, can you send me your stories again, by the way? Even better? Yeah. A Galactic plushie is like official Kirby merch. I might be able to actually get that. But an Asbel plushie would be sick as hell. Real question. Also, Flair, can you send me your story of the chapter we're on? I pinned my DA in our DM. Oh, okay, bet. We're in chapter 9, I think, right? I'm petting my cat. Might I be added to your queue, Fendo? Yes, you may. Give me one moment as I pet my cat, though. Hold on. No worries, guys. I'm a Twitch streamer that takes care of my cats, okay? Yes. Oh my god, he's a lot of fur on them. I gotta roll up this stuff. Where did the little go? There it is. Found it. Okay, I'm gonna clean my cat real quick, and then we're gonna add Coco to the queue. Then after adding Coco to the queue, we're gonna go read the player story. Whew. I need to take a break from reading though. I love reading streams and all, but oh my god, it takes a lot of energy to read Have you ever read out loud to people before? Like, oh my god, it takes energy. Right. It's like voice acting. Yeah, it's tiring. Yeah, it's like voice acting for like an hour straight. But I love it. It's really fun. Alright, combing my cat. Yeah, reading stories are so much fun though. Yeah, the fun trumps the exhaustion. It does. It really does. Cause like it makes it really nice. Cause sometimes we play like we just play a lot of Roblox games or we do a lot of gaming. Like a little bit of reading in between things kind of makes things like a little break. And I know that not a lot of people like reading, but also not a lot of people like just gaming streams as well. So I really do like the variety because it makes it just like variety streams are just really fun in my opinion. I personally love doing a lot of variety streams. Yes, Mr. Kitty Cat. I'm combing you now. I'm combing my cat right now. Yes, Mr. Kitty Cat. You're getting combed up now. Okay. Yo, what is up, fellow creatures? What is up, funny boy? How's it going, my guy? We are currently doing a reading stream, but I had to pet and comb my cat first. Take care of his needs, and then we'll continue reading. Also, yeah. How's your day going, though, huh? Howdy, welcome to the stream. Alright, see if my cat wants to say hi to the stream now. Hey, buddy, you want to say hi to the stream? Yeah? You want to purr for the stream? You hear him? You guys hear him? Here, buddy? I'll let you down now. Pretty tired, not gonna lie, but sleepers for the week. And by week, I mean those who are better maintaining their health and clearly never played Assassin's Creed. Oh, you've been on the Assassin's Creed grind. I forgot you said that. You know, I'm gonna be honest, so sleeping is not always good. If you want to sleep whenever you're tired, you just go into bad habit of sleeping all the time. And if you get in that habit, you start sleeping all the time, then some issues might arise. Sleeping too much is a bad thing. I want to make a note that sleeping too much is a bad thing, and people need to understand that as well. Oh, hi, Graphic Cat. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Yeah, I finished cleaning up my cat and everything. And, I'm going to change these now. And here's the list that we just updated. So, now we're going to Flare, and then we're going to read Koku's stuff. Drown. No! Have mercy! Hydration. Happy face, Goku. Excited for Flare's writing? Yeah, me too. I've got to go back to our DMs and check the pinned comments, though. Bam! Chapter 9. Okay. How is you doing? I am doing pretty good. We're just kind of vibing, reading and stuff, so I've been kind of enjoying it. I've been just like reading all day. I think, all right, Koku. Sorry, this might be bad news, Koku, but I don't think we'll get to your story by the end of today's stream. I think we'll have to finish Flares, and there's 20 minutes left to stream, and then we might have to end there. We'll see. That's all right, friend. I'm sorry, but yeah, we're just chilling and reading. We just finished reading. So we just finished reading Bendy's chapter of their really interesting book. A lot of trauma involved, so it's very mature, very interesting book. And now, then we just finished April Kai, who sent a ChatGPT based story about everyone in the Discord in our little night adventures. And then now we're reading a Flare story, which might be for the end of the stream. catching up on chapter 9 right now. Oh, and I'll let you know when to change music if necessary. Sounds good. Sounds good. All it means is I get to be the front of the front of the pack in the next reading stream, right? Right? Technically, okay. Technically, Sarah Gamer Poyo and English Llama are the front. But if they're not there for the next one, you are next in the list. That's what a queue means. Honestly, I don't think they're here too often, so most likely you're basically front of the pack. So don't stress it. I'll accept that. All right. Anyways, on to Flair's story. Hover and grab a drink, grab some popcorn, grab a snack. Feel free to vibe. Put me in the background, and yeah, we're just gonna listen here. KGA Chapter 9, Light, Dark, and Electric? Kirby and his group have been walking down the hallway, trying to get to know their new allies better. So, what was it like back where you're from? Kirby asked Regidrago. Well, I had no one bother me at all, Regidrago told him. It was peaceful there. Then just suddenly I teleported here. Well, Kirby started before he found himself glowing. Oh, what the? Meta exclaimed with his Spanish Inquisitor voice. Shocked to find Kirby glowing. Wait, what's with him glowing? Nick questioned, concerned. That wasn't part of what they were told to do. Damn it, guys! Nick stopped herself, a bit miffed. Kirby smiled at this, despite being separated. It'll be alright, guys, he said. Whoa, and you're just alright with this? Tiro questioned. How in the hell is this alright? Meta demanded. Because they have you, Meta, Kirby responded. If I do end up being trapped here for all eternity, then so be it. What matters is the rest of you get out. Kirby, DDD started, but quickly shook his head to keep quiet. You certain this is the right path you need to take? Sakuya asked him. Kirby nodded. He was determined to see this through. Will we see you again? Latios asked. I don't know, Kirby admitted. I hope that we see one another again, but here it isn't guaranteed. I had to abbreviate to fit the title. Oh, that makes sense. That's okay. Oh no, bro, Kirby's getting taken. Oh no. Kirby smirked his way. Alright, well, you'll be alright, right, Kirby? Bandana asked, tearing up. Kirby smirked his way. Of course I will be. Who do you think you're talking to? He responded. Meta teared himself up, yet pulled a smile underneath his mask. Knowing you will be fine, he stated, not able to contain a small sniffle. Kirby had been so close enough to notice the sniffle. Knowing how saddened Meta was, he went to him and embraced him in a hug. I know you want me to stay, Kirby stated softly. But with this, I can't stay, Meta. I'll try to get back to Dreamland myself. Maybe just pick up a few new allies along the way. I'm certain that we'll see each other again, even if it takes me a few years. Hearing this, Meta teared up further and embraced Kirby in the hug, eventually being unable to contain his sadness and breaking down. Dad, can you read me a bedtime story? The story Dad picks. Yep. There's the story. Will there be violence in this chapter? Yes. Just yes. Also, canonically, if Kirby was in the situation, all he would say is just, Boyo! And then eat up everything, and then destroy the gods of this universe. He'd be like, alright, I'm gonna go sleep at Popstar now. Boyo! That's the canonical Kirby, by the way. I'm just saying. That's what happens. Canonical Kirby is a fearsome foe to fight with, I'm not gonna lie. But, yeah. Oh my god, I love it so much. I love it so much. Okay. I also need a command. I need a few more. You know, I've been trying to add more commands. I agree. Canon Kirby is not who you want to anger, exactly. I mean, technically, Kirby lost his cake and then proceeded to eat a god canonically. Yeah, basically. Kirby's like, my cake! And then he looked at the angry god, or the angry godlike being who caused this issue. And he's like, I'm gonna eat you instead! And then he just basically destroys him like it's nothing. Canonical Kirby is bro was hungry, exactly. Bro was straight hungry. And it's amazing, honestly. It's honestly amazing. Alright. Let's see. Where did we last? Where did I leave off? Okay, this one. This is where we left off. Bro was really hungry to eat a god, basically. Yeah, Cat and Kirby straight up a cat is chaotic good. Exactly. And we love him. Our Kerbo Boyo. Our Boyo Poyo. Okay, continuing the story though. Hearing this, Meta teared up further and embraced Kirby in a hug, eventually being unable to contain his sadness and ended up breaking down. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Sir, are you alright? DDD asked in concern. Oh, he better not be fine, a menacing voice sounded. Hearing this new voice, Meta quickly grew angry, calmly releasing Kirby from the hug, glaring at where he heard the sound, seeming quite a menacing figure. You. I'm trying to do my most menacing, like, you. He growled at the newcomer. Well, if it isn't Dark Meta Knight, Kirby said. Oh, that's Kirby speaking. Well, if it isn't Dark Meta Knight, Kirby said in an annoyed tone, turning to the figure. Here to break up your touchy moment. Here to break up our touchy moment? You know me too well, Dark Meta Knight grumbled aloud. We will leave them alone, Sakuya stated, stepping in front of the two and pulling out her knives. Ha! You think you can stop me? Dark Meta Knight said maliciously, a wide grin forming underneath his mask. Stand down, Sakuya, Kirby told her. This surprised her when he heard him. You want me to stand down? She asked him, trying to understand correctly. Kirby simply nodded. I bet Meta will here would love to dance with his mirror counterpart, he stated for smirk. Oh, absolutely, Meta exclaimed, regaining his composure and preparing his blade for battle. What about you, Kirby? Bandana asked in desperation. I'll be fine, he reiterated, but I'm not going to partake in this fight. So, I leave this to you, Meta, and make sure you win. Oh, he will lose, Dark Meta said quickly. The only one losing is you, Meta hollered, lunging at Dark Meta Knight. Make sure you make it back, alright? You hear me? DDD ordered. I hear you, DDD. I hear you, Kirby told him, smiling. Besides, whenever have I caused such a worry for you? It's funnier because it wasn't nothing for the BRB. Oh, no worries. No worries, Corner Boy. We'll catch you in a bit. DD laughed at this. You know, you still crack me up after 2 years, Kirby, he stated. And I've still got some humor, Kirby shot back. I'll see you again, and I will be the same old Kirby as ever. You better then, DD told him. Is this the sort of dynamic that you two have? Orobi asked, a smirk forming. Best not to question it, Tiro told him. The glow encasing Kirby grew brighter, signaling that he was about to leave them. Knowing this, he let out a sigh, still smiling. Guess I'll see you around, he said, before disappearing. Yeah! Sorry. Yeah! Meta shouted, swinging his blade in an attempt to strike Dark Meta Knight. The Dark Knight, however, Batman? Calm down, sorry. My brain is just flowing. The Dark Knight, however, saw this coming and evades nimbly, swiftly launching a counterattack on Meta. Meta failed to see his dark counterpart's attack, getting hit cleanly in the back. Sir Meta Knight! Sailor shouted, horrified at the events going on between him and his dark counterpart. Damn it! Orobi grumbled aloud, preparing his blade. You will pay for doing that! Will I now? Dark Meta Knight asked in a mocking tone. DDD grumbled. No doubt he was mad about how this was turning out. You will, Sakuya stated bluntly, with a monotone voice. Prepare to die. Dark Meta Knight laughed at what Sakuya said. You're a funny woman. You really should shoot for a comedian position, he told her. Who said I was being funny, she asked, a menacing tone encasing her words. She prepped her knives further and started marching calmly, almost sadistically towards Dark Meta Knight. I think I'll just... Tiro stuttered before setting up a protective measure for him and his teammates. You scare me not, woman, Dark Meta Knight stated, matching her exact march, scraping his blades on the ground to make screeching effects add to the menace. This made Sakuya smile a little. I think I'll enjoy this, she said, her eyes turning red. She frightens me, Bandana said, a little scared of Sakuya. The one we should be afraid of is Dark Meta Knight here, Tiro told him. Knowing Sakuya should mess him up real good. Meta at the time gets up for being downed and turns to Dark Meta Knight, who has his back turned towards him. Now's my chance, he thought, silently preparing himself to strike Dark Meta Knight hard. Alright, back. Welcome back, Funny Corner Boy Games. How's it going? Meanwhile, two figures watch the unseen unfold, one tensing up in preparation for battle. Tell me when, the first one whispered to their partner, who just nodded, watching the scene unfold. Sakuya, having the perceptive eyes she has, notices the figures and just gestures with her eyes. Just who the target should be. I know my signs are good enough for some, but those two take heed of what, she thought to herself. The two figures seize the gestures and know exactly what Sakuya is aiming for. A sneak attack! Just what we want, the first one thought, returning to their partner, grinning. Meta attempts to move, but after moving an inch, he immediately falls down, hacking up blood. Gah! He grunts, feeling massively hurt. You still live, Dark Meta Knight muttered. No matter, your blood loss will kill you. Knowing that Dark Being was distracted, the first being sends some quick, hard lightning towards his backside. The attack connects and hurts Dark Meta Knight badly. Ah! He grunts heavy pain, falling into his face in surprise. Sakuya, seeing this, throws a knife quickly towards him. However, he is quick to get back up and evade the knife, but only barely. Damn it, she grumbled. Okay, who the hell did that? Dark Meta Knight demanded harshly. That line came out of nowhere, Nick said underneath his breath, wondering who sent it. Sakuya just shrugged. I have no idea who you're talking about, she stated. The second being decided to step out from the shadows and prepare themselves. You're looking in the wrong direction, they said. Violence, yeah, this is violence. Blood, stabbing, shock, violence. Dark Meta Knight whips around and saw what looked to be a humanoid ant being. Who in the mirror world are you? He demanded. Since you'd be defeated anyways, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you, the being stated. Meanwhile, the first being made their way to the side of Meta, while Meta limped away from the scene. Unfortunately, it was towards the first being that Meta was limping towards. He thought as he inched closer. Who is he? And is he dangerous? The being smiled as Meta inched closer, a warm smile as he lent out a hand. My name is Fark, the other being introduced. Fark. Oh, Fark. Dark Meta Knight smirked, holding in a snicker. Fark only sighed at this, shaking his head. Then again, you might not remember it by the time I'm through with you, he stated. Once we're through with you, Sakuya stated afterwards. I told you there'd be violence in Flare. Yep, tons of violence. Wait for more, we're getting more. At this time, Meta had reached the mysterious yellow humanoid being. Who are you? Who are you? He asked weakly and quietly. You may call me Spark. How many being? The being told him in a low voice. Oh, quiet. It's a low voice. You may call me Spark. The being told him in a low voice. Spark the electric jester. The name's Meta Knight. Meta introduced himself to Spark. Nice to meet you, Spark said in a soft, nice tone. Now, get behind me, and allow me to handle this with my buddy. Meta Knight nodded weakly. We don't have much time. We don't have much of a choice in that regard, he said. Do what you can to bring him down. Consider it done, Fark said confidently, getting up and moving past Meta toward Dark Meta. Fark, meanwhile, surrounded himself with mysterious yellow aura, while Dark Meta lunged at him. Before he could reach Fark, though, Spark shot more lightning toward him. The attack connects, and this leaves Dark Meta Knight falling on the ground again. So many violentness, exactly. Also, who was Fark and Spark? Are those original characters, or are they like from a series? I'm curious. Alright, sorry about that. I had to talk to the kid. The little kid. Well, Spark, the Electric Jester, the game series. Oh, pretty interesting. Spark and Dark sound familiar. Spark and Fark sound familiar to me. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Sounds like something I might know. I asked someone if they could use if I could use them for the story. Oh, sick. That's cool. That's actually really cool. Oh, that's why they're familiar, because they're from the Spark, the Electric Jester. Yep. I'm gonna look that up. I'll look that up. Let me read this and then I'll look it up. Sorry, I'm gonna look sidetracked. Alright, continuing on. Dark Meta grunted as he landed on the ground again. If you want to hurt him, Spark started as he went over close to him, then you have to deal with me. So you're the one that shot lightning at me. Dark Meta turned to Spark as he speculated this. Quite the perceptive one, Spark countered. Not many can tell who exactly shot lightning at them to begin with. The fact that you've done so is impressive. Unfortunately for you, you're going to have to fall here and now, Fark added on. You've caused enough trouble, Mr. Sakuya said next. It's time for you to experience a hell where time sits still. You think you really beat me? He questioned, smirking. You already got shocked twice, Spark stated as he prepared more lightning. Or should I do it again and make it the third time? Fark smiled at this, smirked at this, and so did Sakuya. Meanwhile, Meta quietly made his way back to the group, and quickly at that, despite how injured he is. Hirobi met him halfway. You doing alright? He asked. I'll be fine, Meta stated, wincing at pain. Yes, you will, Hirobi reassured. As soon as Sailor heals you. Together the two made it back to the group. How is he? DDD asked. Injured, but with Sailor's healing powers, he can be healed, Hirobi stated. I'll do anything to help Sir Meta Knight, Sailor immediately said afterwards, going towards them. She then started to prepare her magic to heal Meta Knight. Yo, I'm back from class. Welcome back, Kai. We just read your story. We read your story like 20 minutes ago, dude. Sorry, yeah, Kai, sorry, we missed your story being read. Yeah, dude. Okay. It was actually a really sick story, and we had it like link up with some really good music. So if you want, go back in the VOD. We're gonna end streaming a bit. I think check around like 1 minute and 30. 1 hour and 30 minutes. 1 hour and 30 minutes is probably when we started your story. Either that or like an hour and 20. Might be like an hour 20. I really like you make it like a cookie. Yeah. everyone's little confectionery like treats. I should probably write like more rolls in the bakery that are like more just general sweets than just donut stuff. I think that'd be cooler. But anyways, I'm gonna continue on with the story. After that, yeah, take a look at the story we read. It was actually really sick. So yeah, welcome back. Continuing on. Right here. Okay. I'll do anything to help Sir Meta Knight, Sailor immediately said afterwards, going towards them. She then started to prepare her magic to heal Meta Knight. I will assist you, Tiro chimed in, sending some energy towards Sailor. While they're dealing with them, the rest of us go on ahead and fight Dark Meta Knight, Hirobi said in a commanding tone. Everyone else nodded at these instructions. Reggie Drago and Latios taking the head of the group. Bandana D following afterwards. DD right behind them, followed by Hirobi. Nick stayed behind, walking up to Tiro and Sailor. You mind if I help out? She asked them. Your help would be most appreciated, Sailor told her. Thanks, Nick said, now sending her energy to Sailor. Oh, Nix. You lying, cheating. Wait, is this based off the people in chat? Don't question what's happening in the art channel. Give me the cheddar cheese roll. Cheddar cheese. I'm guessing though. What do you mean? What is this Flare? This is Flare's story. This is Flare's story. So yeah. Oh. Spark work on these versions of Gesture eating a cookie and further AU designs. Oh, in this series? This is Squish. Silo Goober. I don't know who's who, but that's pretty sick. I'm guessing check DMs. Alright. I know that also I know you said about playing what is it? The Dragon Ball mod as well. I do want to try it, but I haven't updated it yet. It's a continuation of the story. Yeah, I might be a bit ox, especially if Koku's still here. Is it? Hold on, Kai, let me add you to this list. How do we end up here? Looking at Spark and Fark AU designs that Flare used in their story. Let me add you to the list, Kai. I think I need to get. What about the Dragonmon pack? Hopefully we can get it working again. Like you said, there's a few missing ones, so I think you said there's some. You probably added them back to the pack, so we'll probably try that later, see if it works. Oh yeah. So I clicked on this down here. This link down here. I do apologize to make things rather awkward, Kogi. You know what? I will just finish. I'll just say that we just finished the story, by the way. So the stories are all done for today. That is story time for today's stream. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I think we actually got some pretty interesting stories. Bendy definitely had the longest story, lasting almost like an hour and like 10 minutes, an hour, just a little bit over an hour. I do have to get going. I got some caretaking duties to get to. I also have to use the bathroom. Let me check see if we can raid anyone real quick. There's anyone new we can raid as well, because I recently been raiding a lot of the same people. But if you find a new person to raid, that'd be really dope as well. Yo, pass me a molten cookie fresh out of the oven. I need it. You're gonna start burning up your mouth. Understandable, Torike. Thank you. Someone's doing art. You know, I think we'll save the. All right, I will say we do until next time. Yeah, let me find someone quickly. Art, I hear. Yeah, I says art, but this is 18+ art, and I don't want to look at like 18+ art because that's like inappropriate. Some people are just straight up just drawing like straight up like weird stuff. Never mind then. Yeah. Let me go to the art category. We might as well go to the art category. Let's go do suggested, recommended you for you viewers. Ooh, what's this? Someone's having a short stream. Ooh. Okay, let me switch over real quick. Who should we raid? Let me change the screens real quick. I'll give it like 5 minutes or a few minutes. If we can't find who to raid, we'll just end the stream here. Let's see if we can find. Upcoming stream reminder today. This is not a typo. This is a stream reminder. Upcoming stream today, Thursday. This is no typo. The stream today is just Thursday. We also have to buy by suggestions for using those characters. So if you want to know more, Torque, if you have to tell you in private DMs. No worries. I'm sure it's chill. Also, these are suggested by me. You could just leave it here. Not gonna lie. Yeah, some of these are not appropriate. Is the stream ending? Yeah, we're just about to end. Yeah, because some of these are a lot. You know, there's a lot of 18+ artists. I did not expect that. To be quite honest. So, Zam, it's okay. Welcome, Noki. I'm glad you can say hi before it all ends. You arrived quite late, dude. Don't worry about it though. It's all good. Everyone say hi to Moki. I was reading to people. Dude, don't stress it. Don't worry. Get it right, Toro. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Thursday is close enough. Okay, it's close enough. You want to test out the mod pack after the stream? I might actually. I have to. Okay, give me a few hours. I have to do some taking care of things. But then I'll probably I'll try to upload it to the server I have, and if it works, then bam. If the server works, then bam. We'll probably do Minecraft tomorrow. Or do you think have things to do? I have things to do right now, so I probably do it after the stream, but like in a few hours. I still need to do that in the 2 weeks. You can do the pods last week. Hey, dude, don't stress it, Loki. Do not stress it. It's all good, dude. But yeah, we're gonna end the stream here. I will say we'll continue streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow is a wild card stream. We did finish Undertale, so we have a few things. I think I'm gonna take a break from Undertale and reading because we've been doing that for the past 2 weeks. We'll probably get into either Roblox, Minecraft, or something else I think would be really, really fun. Maybe play Pop Tropico. I have that just come up to my brain a little bit. So if you do Pop Tropico, you know, yeah, I think we'll have a lot of fun with that. For people who do like Pop Tropico. But anyways, Gmod. Oh, dude, don't. Oh, you just reminded me. I wanted to have a Gmod stream so bad. Oh my god, you guys don't understand. I want to have like a Gmod, like we gonna hop on like Dark RP and mess around, or like some Star Wars RP servers. Oh my god, that'd be so fun. Shit. Okay. I'm so tempted. Next time. All right. But yeah. Well, I will catch you all in the next stream. That's pretty much it for today. As always, I'm gonna leave open the music so you guys are free to, you know, migration to the mod. Oh, we'll see. I don't know what we'll do first, but whatever works best, and it works in mine. I'm working on a new video for my YouTube channel. It is a Valorant one, so if you're not a big fan of Valorant, no worries. But I will try to make some more like game videos based off like other games. Maybe we do a Kirby video. Who knows? I won't tell you guys. But yeah, have a great night, day, and evening, or whatever it is, morning for everyone. Kerbo, yes, and I will catch you all tomorrow, or whenever is next possible. Bye bye, and I'll leave chat open as usual. Woo!